Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for mid-August 2023. We're going to jump right in here. You start off with this card that says the victim on it, and you also have this card that says house on it here as well. So let's see what's going on for you here. I feel like you have your boundaries up against someone who plays the victim, is what I would say. I would be careful of this person. You have the devil here, which, could be your card. I feel like we've talked about this with you before, that there could be a person that you've dealt with. And I feel like this person, again, if this part of the message is for you, I feel that this person always played the victim, or maybe they always told stories about being a victim, things like that. And yeah, look, with the judgment card, I would definitely, be careful of any past people here. I feel like they're up to no good, plain and simple. So, I kind of feel this is a time for you to maybe heal. I kind of feel like if you have dealt with a person like this, you have the Hermit, which would tell me that you've gone into Hermit mode anyway, and you have boundaries up now. Seven of Wands and the Nine of Wands. They both represent boundaries and putting boundaries up. But again, I would be careful of this person. It's kind of weird. You might have an ex who's having an issue, with their home or their house, again, this person could be coming back. I'm getting weird stuff here. They could be coming back asking for money or something like that, because maybe their house is they're losing their house, or they're a place to live or something. And again, I would be very careful, if that message is for you. For the rest of you, I kind of feel, just looking around here, that I kind of feel like you're taking your power back in life in general with this victim card. I'm not saying, I don't think you've ever been a victim, but I kind of feel you're creating more safety, security, comfort, protection in your life. The house card can represent safety, security, comfort, protection. And I kind of feel that that's what you're doing. It's you're focused on creating more enjoyment in your life and more fulfillment as well. You have the Seven of Wands, the Hierophant, the Devil, and the Seven of Cups. Again, I really feel that you're putting boundaries up against a person. You might have thought you were going to marry this person. I feel like they could have been a Taurus for sure. They could have been a Pisces, a Virgo, or just a water sign in general. So if you have a past person like this, I would say Seven of Wands. I kind of feel like this is the position you're in. If this part of the story is for you, I feel that you have boundaries up. You're defending your position at the top of this hill, and you're not going back. I feel that you're only looking forward at this time. So, I would say good for you. I would just make sure that you block this person, or if you haven't already, some of you have, or whatever. For others, I feel like you need to be more sure of something that you're working on. You have these I'll show you here. You have the Seven of Wands to the Hermit. He's going this way. It's he's climbed to the top of this mountain on the Hermit card. He's earned his right to be at the top of the mountain. And then you go to the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands says don't give up, but it's almost like you're saying, I feel like if I put myself in your shoes, that you're saying am I sure I want to do this, or something like that, are the words I'm getting here. And I feel like you literally have this card that says get out of your own way in that row. I'll show you in a minute. And I really feel this reading is saying especially if you've been working on something behind the scenes, like a project, or if you're thinking about promoting yourself, your business, your career. With that Hermit, he has that star in the lantern, and it can say that he needs to shine his inner light, right? I kind of feel like this is saying, get out of your way. Get out of your own way here, Capricorn. It's you're meant to shine, and I feel this reading is encouraging you. It's almost like your guides. I feel like your guides are your future self here, right? With the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a bridge between the heavens and the earth. He communicates with both sides. So, it's almost like your guides or your ancestors are saying, you are meant to shine. You have to get out of your own way, though, and do it. You have to stop doubting yourself. I get this energy of doubt with that Seven of Wands for whatever reason. And it could be this right here. You have the Devil, which could be you, and you have the Seven of Cups, which could be being spoiled for choice or thinking about all the what ifs. So especially for those of you that have been working towards something or on something, Seven of Cups, there are good things and bad things in all those cups there. But it's he is not going to know how something is going to turn out unless he does it. So he needs to grab onto one of those cups and make it happen. He needs to see how things go. He shouldn't just assume that things are going to be good or bad. The reason I'm saying this also is 2 sevens to me is internal fears that don't exist. So, I would let go of your fears. I feel if this is a person that you've dealt with, again, I feel like they have an overactive imagination. I feel like they make things up, which causes problems. And again, I don't think this person's going to change. So there you go. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Strength card. I feel like you've been very patient for changes. You've really been building yourself up. I mean, this right here tells me that you have built yourself up to a point where you are very strong, where you can be more successful than ever. But I feel like you have to keep going. With the Hierophant, you have the Empress, abundance coming in for you here. What does this card say? You have this breathe card at the end, and it says life on it. I feel that there's more of a life that you want to live. It's almost like you've had to be alone, or, especially for like the last year or two, you've been feeling lonely. Yeah, I'm not saying you haven't had people in your life, but, I feel like you've had to become, it's like the universe has put you in positions to like become more independent. Doesn't matter what gender you are. And I feel like this is greatly increasing your abundance. The other thing, the interesting thing I'm getting here as well is like, I feel if you were to meet a past person here, this past person, even if it's only been like a year or 6 months, I feel like all of a sudden you're going to be like, so you would really notice the difference. It's like, but it's like bigger. It's way more of a difference. I feel like you would be like, it's almost like you'd be judging yourself. Like, why did I date this person? What did I see in this? There's something new coming in for you. With the Devil and the Seven of Cups, I do feel there's a new person coming in here, right here. You have the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups. It doesn't have to be a water sign. It could be, but, you have Virgo here, Leo, Taurus, could be a water sign. Could be any sign. This is a general reading, so take it how it resonates, but, I definitely feel it could be a person who is a knight in shining armor. That is, if you want love. Next, in the area of what you need to hear right now, you have this card that says setbacks. It says taking 1 step forward to make 2 steps back. Setbacks are telling you that you're not ready to enter the next phase. I feel like you're not going to be experiencing setbacks, because you have this card that says you're living in the moment. Again, I'll show you next, but I feel like you're much more open to trying new things. And you have this exploring card, which says you're exploring different potential paths to success. I feel that, I feel like sometimes you really need to feel something. It's like, I think you can look at things, Capricorn, and you can say to yourself, like, okay, this is a good idea, right? You could look at a business idea and say it's a good idea. You could look at a relationship or a person or a new career path. And I feel like it's like, I almost see it's like you can look at things and say, that's a good idea. But then when it comes to actually doing it, I feel like it's almost like there needs to be more than just thinking it's a good idea. I feel like you really are needing that connection to it, right? You are really needing to have that certain feeling towards the things. I hope that makes sense, where it's like, I feel like if there's no feeling, you're not going to be able to do it, no matter how hard you try, right? It's like if your boss tells you, like, go do this project, if you're not feeling it, I feel you're going to have a hard time getting motivated enough to do it. And I kind of feel this is the universe is trying to get you to move in directions of true success. So, when you find something that you can do with little effort, then that's what you should be doing. You have the Hermit, the Judgment card, and the Six of Pentacles here. The Hermit, he needs to shine his inner light. As I always say, he needs to kind of like open up that lantern and shine his light all over the place. And that's what I feel like you need to do here. I feel like you need to move towards your inner light. I also feel you need to realize that you're much more ready than you think. He's been through a dark night of the soul. He has done a lot of soul searching, and he's ready for the next stage of his adventure. And here you go. 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands says, don't give up, keep pushing towards success. You have the Judgment card here, and again, I kind of feel that you're moving in a new direction with the Judgment card. These people are rising up from coffins, and those coffins represent their old life. Outside the coffin is their new life. And, we do see some delays here, going this way, Hangman. You could say the Page of Cups is an admirer, but you could also say the Page of Cups is a dream. He's got this fish in this cup here. And the fish could represent some sort of goal, wish, or dream that he has. So I feel like you need to get moving. I feel in even these two cards, like this is a wake-up call. The Hangman has gained enlightenment. They are kind of both, in a certain way, wake-up calls, because the Judgment card is a wake-up call. The Hangman, he has gained enlightenment, which is a wake-up call, which is he understands now what to do. So it's like time to start putting energy into new directions in your life. I feel that some of you are asking the question, like, should I change my career path or whatever? And the answer is yes. I would say with confidence. I feel if you are asking that question, the answer is yes. Same thing with work or business. I feel this is saying like, you should have done this months ago. Of course, I don't think that's, really true. I don't think the universe really, prevents us from doing things that we're supposed to do. But I do feel the universe is kind of like, yes, you should have started this yesterday, right? So definitely time to start planting some seeds. Let's see. With the Hermit, you have the Eight of Wands. Definitely communication. Again, I would be careful, especially if you have a past person. I don't want to keep dwelling on this, but if you have a past person who is always playing the victim, maybe if you really, what I kind of get here is, if this is for you, if you look at the relationship, I feel like they only talked about themselves, basically. Like, if you really think about it, if you really go back to your conversations, I feel like most of the time they were just talking about their traumas, which is understandable if someone has really been traumatized. But at a certain point, it's like, okay, go get help, go see a person, go do this, that, and the other thing. You know what I mean? So it's like, at a certain point, that has to happen, right? And, but I feel like this person just always wanted to dwell on trauma. And, again, we have to be careful of that so we don't get dragged into trauma. And, again, I feel some of you need to be careful of that. But what I would say also is Eight of Wands is quick success, a quick movement. And, I feel if you're starting something new, that there will be fast movement. With the Judgment card, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? Like, is it worth it for you to keep putting energy into your past life? Or is there something new and exciting that has a lot of growth potential in your new life? And I feel your new life is much better. That is the direction I would move in. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Cups here. Yes, Nine of Cups says move towards fulfillment. Kind of like I said, I was just seeing in my head earlier, in your reading, if it wants to focus, it doesn't for whatever reason, whatever, I'm over it. I was seeing in my head, it's like, don't want to do, want to do. It's like there's this energy about you where I feel it's going to be really hard to be motivated to do things that you really don't want to do. Or, I really feel you need to have like that, more of a deep connection to things so that you can do them. Next, in the unexpected, you have this card that says, get out of your own way. You have this card that says, live in the moment. Yes, I feel that you do know what to do in your life. You just have to get out of your own way. Of course, I feel like being present is always a good idea, or, practicing presence is always a good idea. And I feel like that's what you could be doing. You have the Nine of Wands, the Hangman, and the Six of Wands here. The Six of Wands, a card of success. I kind of feel like well, I'll show you here actually, because sorry to keep switching, but you have the Page of Cups to the Six of Wands. It's almost like, someone, I feel for some of you could be attracting a person who is on the same level, number one, but number two, I feel like they see that you've overcome things, and that is kind of what is attracting them to you, if that makes sense. It's like they see you as an overcomer. They see you as someone who doesn't give up, right? Like, maybe you gave this past person way too much time, but because you wanted it to work, you tried to get it to work. I feel like this could be a person who kind of, maybe they didn't see that happen in your life, but they see your energy as the type of person who doesn't give up. You are the type of person who, tries. And so it's almost like you're attracting a person here who sees your energy. For others, I feel the same thing about work or business. It's like you're attracting something, financially, that is more of a match to your energy, and I feel like you're going to be feeling victorious because of it. So, I definitely like that. Definitely some big wins coming in for you. I also have the word assistance. You have three technically white horses here. You have 1, 2, and also the Knight of Cups over here, 3. So horses in the tarot, they represent assistance or receiving assistance, and I feel there could be some sort of energy coming in to help you. You have the Hangman here. I feel you've been on pause for a long time. You know what's funny here, Capricorn? I actually feel that during these retrogrades, you're going to feel like you're accomplishing more, not accomplishing less. So I actually feel, this set of retrogrades could be very, there could be a lot of accomplishments coming in because of it. And, it could just be because you've cleaned up a lot of past energy or whatever the case may be, right? You have the Nine of Wands as well. Nine of Wands says, don't give up. I feel like you need to keep pushing. Again, if you've been working, like I kind of said this at the beginning of the reading, if you've been working on something specific, I feel like you need to, keep working on whatever that project is. It's going to be very successful for you. I kind of see this, breakthrough energy as well, especially for some of you that have been working on a project. Like maybe you're giving a presentation at work, maybe you're launching a product for your business, or you're launching a business, or whatever you're doing financially. I kind of see this breakthrough energy where it's kind of like you've been molding an idea. Like I see that with the Nine of Wands, where it's almost like you're creating a statue, right? And I feel like you've been molding the clay, but it just hasn't been right. And I feel as we move through this month, it's like getting more and more right. You're having these breakthrough ideas, right? Because you didn't give up. So keep pushing is what I would say here, for sure. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, it's time for you to be bold, be assertive. Everyone gets a Queen of Wands now. She's normally holding a sunflower. That sunflower points towards the sun. And I tell everyone that we are definitely in a time where we could be excited about certain ideas. The sun shines a light on things that could excite us, that could inspire us. And that's what we need to move towards, because that's what will set us free. If we keep forcing ourselves to go to a job we hate, for example, we're going to have a really hard time. And yes, I understand that you might have to work to make money, but it's like if you're being excited by something else, it's like when you get home, go work on your side project. When you get home from work, learn a little bit about your side project or whatever the hell is exciting you over here, because eventually the scales will tilt this way or this way, and you'll be doing more of what you love. And that's where we need to be, basically. With the Hangman, you have the Hermit. Wouldn't surprise me if it was a Virgo coming in for you. I do not believe in sun sign compatibility. I think that sun sign compatibility is BS. For every bozo that leaves me a comment that, Capricorn doesn't work with Leo, blah, 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 or whatever. For every bozo that leaves me one of those comments, I can provide you with like 10 examples at least of couples who work perfectly fine together that are those signs, right? So what I would say here is it's more dangerous to date a person who believes in sun sign compatibility than it is to just find a good person who puts in the work. So there you go. But what I would say here is it could be a Virgo coming in for you. I do believe if you follow sun sign compatibility, then Virgo and Capricorn is a good match anyway. So there you go. But I also feel it's time for you to share something to the world. Something that you have been enlightened on, something that excites you. And that's what I would be doing here. With the Six of Wands, you have the Temperance card. Yes, turning one thing into another. I really feel it's like you have much more control over your life or something like that than you realize. So, make sure you're using your powers of manifestation and all that other good stuff to get what you want. Or again, I kind of feel like it's saying don't just let something sit, right? Don't just, if you're working on something and, especially for those of you that have been working on a project or are waiting for a breakthrough, it's like you can't get a breakthrough if you give up. The breakthroughs come through, kind of molding something. I think that's a better word than working. It's not just like you're working on something, because I feel almost like whatever you're working on, it needs to be molded into the right shape. But if you give up, you're never going to figure that out. So keep working on it. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this desert card. It says solitariness. I feel like you have been in solitude for a while. You have this breath card, and it says life on it. So I feel like you could be if you have been alone or feeling lonely, that this has created like new life in your life. But it could be something inspiring. Again, I feel, it's like sometimes, I don't know. I feel like you're at this point, Capricorn, where it's like, I'm not saying that you think life is pointless, right? But I feel like you're saying to yourself, it's like there are certain things maybe you don't have. And I feel like you're saying to yourself, like, what's the point of life if I don't have these things? Whatever it is, money, love, doesn't matter, children, grandchildren, right? And, it's like there are certain things that you are saying to yourself, like, I feel like that's like the first stage or maybe like the second or third stage that you've gone through, where you've been at that stage of life where you're saying, like, what's the point of life if I'm not going to have these things? But now I feel like you're getting to like the last stage, right? And this last stage is you finding fulfillment. I feel you are, you're saying to yourself, well, even if I don't have those things, I can still choose to make the best of my life. I can still choose to, at least try to have those things. And, it's almost like there's a release here. Because the universe is seeing that you're just being present, you're living in the moment, and you're saying, what, I'm not going to worry about love, I'm not going to worry about, children or any of these other things, right? Business, money. I'm just going to kind of like, I'm going to just focus on security and stability right here. Again, I normally don't like the Four of Pentacles, but it is showing up in the good stuff. So I kind of feel you are focused on security, like I said. And because of that, I feel the universe is bringing you a dream. You have the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups. Knight of Cups is definitely a knight in shining armor. So I do feel there could be a knight in shining armor, but he's also dreaming of his, like a perfect life or, something that, like a good life, I should say. And that's what I feel like you could be creating here is a much better life. You have the Page of Cups here. Page of Cups could be a dream because, again, he has that fish. Could also be love that he is attracting into his life. So let's see what is going on here for you, Capricorn. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Two of Cups. Yes, a stable, loving, deep connection if you want love, for sure. Two of Cups could also just be, if you don't want love, could be you being guided by you, and it's like you and your higher self. So I would definitely pay attention to your dreams, your daydreams With the Knight of Cups, you have the Star. There you go. Definitely a wish or wish fulfillment. Could be an Aquarius coming in for you as well. But, I feel you could be attracting like a wish or a dream come true. The Star is sometimes about the vibrations that we send out. She's normally pouring water into that pool of universal consciousness, and the ripples are going out. So I feel you are kind of like it's like the vibrations you're giving off are better. Yes, definitely. With the Page of Cups, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Damn. This is a good reading. I'm telling you right now, I feel like you're going from that time where you dealt with a person who was like a victim or whatever, right? And now you're moving on to something much better. Even if this isn't love, I feel that maybe you felt like a victim in the sense that, like I said earlier, maybe you feel like there are certain things that you should have that you don't. I hope that makes sense. And, I feel like you're finally pulling yourself up from that. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. I'm using a mega deck, and you have this skywriting card. It says the fates on it. Yeah, it's like there's like a lot of fated events that are happening for you. I do kind of get like that all of a sudden energy here, where it's like all of a sudden things could be falling into place for you. But I really feel, I tell people, don't do that. Like don't think like, oh, I'm just getting lucky right now if you start making money, or if you meet the love of your life. Don't be like, oh, I'm getting lucky. You should be looking at the things you went through and be like, no, I actually earned this because of the lessons I learned, and these are the lessons I learned, and I'm grateful for that. When you do that, you expand it, you make more out of it. So, I always tell people, don't just be like, oh, I got lucky, when you did 10 years of hard work or whatever, right? You have the Two of Pentacles here. Definitely time to balance your energy. Work hard, play hard. You always get this. You're a Capricorn, so I'd balance your energy. You have this beloved card. I do feel there could be a very strong, solid connection coming in for you. I really feel it sets your heart on fire. That heart almost looks like it's on fire. And, if it's not love, I feel this could be a passion. You even have a heart. Look at this heart right here. Look at this one. It's hard to see right here, but it also looks like it's on fire. It's giving off steam. So I kind of feel like your heart is being set ablaze here. It's catching on fire. It could be you developing a passion. Could be like a project, a business, or whatever. You have this, wind card here. And I feel like you are it's saying follow your inspirations again. The wind blows, and I kind of do feel it's saying follow wherever the wind blows you or something like that. And then finally you have this vanishing mirror. It says ego sublimation. So I feel that you really are kind of healing your ego or releasing your ego. I also feel like you could be getting away from a person, who has a big ego in some way. If you were dealing with this person, you're moving past it. But I love this reading for you, Capricorn. A lot of good stuff. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.